Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay callin' in this bitch. We ain't worry about none, we celebratin'.
What's up, YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Nathan, aka HEX Crypto. Unfortunately, I do not have the pleasure to be joined with my co-host today, as he is currently occupied. So we are continuing with PulseNation, going to start episode 47, folks. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna be doing a stream today and tomorrow. So much love to every single one of y'all who come through. Support the PulseNation channel. Support myself, Westcott Crypto, Wales, Crypto Wonder, Pulse Disciple. You know all that good stuff. The Pulse Nation, folks. Support each other, encourage each other, and let's bring this positivity around during that bull market. So recently, we have actually had a nice little pump happening in HEX. And so, of course, with the help of many other people in the ecosystem and community, I went and did some digging. So on the particular post on this one, we actually have a main contender who's just been buying this up. And I do mean gobbling up their HEX, scooping up as much as they can. And while it seems like the account currently doesn't have any more dry powder, I don't know, they could easily just bridge in some more and everything like that. So keep in mind, this is actually super freaking awesome. What a convenient time to be alive. What a convenient time to be here. And yeah, of course, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, or if you've been watching recently and you love the content, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when we do go live, because today, of course, we're diving into some spicy HEX price details and going into what's going on, so you don't want to miss it. Now, we actually have the HEX price doing a good little pump on this one here. So let's take a little gander. Whoops, where did my screen go? Oh, because I'm doing it on the wrong screen. Cool. That was my fault. So let's take a little gander over here at the actual current price of HEX. So you can see this is actually the recent times. And again, this is on the 3-day chart here, so we can even knock this down on the daily, and you can see we've got a nice little pump happening. As a matter of fact, if you just measure it from the bottom, we've gone up 67% in the last 3 days. Now, to some people, they're saying that's not enough of a pump because HEX is down so much already, so it's tough to say that the pump is actually here. So let's just not even include what went on in the past and instead look forward into the future as to what can happen as well. So what we actually have on this one is a beautiful little pump. And what I did was I went back to the 3-day, let's go back here, and said, okay, cool. Well, if it did this in the span of 3 days, a nice little 67% pump, what actually happened back in the day? So if you go back all the way when January was around, the new year first started, you can actually see a good little pump happening in HEX right here. So if I actually were to scroll this over, let me get rid of this and even hide sidebar and hide all this. All right, cool. So now we can actually see the screen a little bit bigger. So what I did was I looked in January, because that was really the last time that we kind of saw this little pump happen. So let me actually zoom in just a smidge and y'all can see it as well. Get rid of the volume. No need to see the volume at this point in time. And let's just go from the end of December and you get to see a good little, well, let's just go here. 70% pump in the span of 20 days. Now, what I love about this is this brought on a flurry of pumps. You can see from this 70% portion when it first started, it actually went and continued to pump. Not only there, but another 4.5x from that current 70% appreciation. So if you just go based on that particular start time, again, you were looking at a nice 7x from the overall movement. And so I started thinking, what is going on? What can we end up doing? And what may end up happening if in the last 3 days, we've already got a 70% pump? You see some candle wicks, people are trying to sell the price, people are trying to get out, people are trying to take profit. They are very short-sighted for those individuals. So don't be like them and have a longer vision, so that way you can actually capture massive moves whenever they end up coming around. And I do mean massive moves. Now, to some people, a 5x isn't that much, but guys, 5x your money. I don't care how much money it is. Where are you going to go to 5x your money? So don't hate on the 5x, okay? So if I'm looking right here, what I can actually see is we can go all the way back and actually just kind of move this on over here to the side and see what would happen if we just did another 4.5x from this particular pump, which is again right around the 450%, or I'm sorry, 350%, which would be again a nice little 4.5x from here. My goodness, folks, look at this. Look at this. We're back up to the 2-cent level. Now, what's really important about this alone is what I really want to see us get to is this high right here. I really want us to break this particular high. Why this high? Well, because at this point in time, or whenever we actually break this line of resistance, at this particular time, what actually ended up happening was the SEC came out. And that was whenever the price dropped. And again, continued to drop as you've seen going forward into the future up until where we are right now. So if we can get back above that price before the dip happened, then it's like it never happened, a complete wash. And I hope all of y'all were able to take advantage of this amazing price dip of 70% at this point in time. Even if you didn't and you just go from here, again, guys, you're still looking at a 56% dip and a nice little 2.5x on that one, almost 2x your money, just getting back up to this particular price, not even hitting a penny. So if we actually continue and actually go forward into the future and get a nice little 4.5% pump from this little level, again, y'all seen it here just a second ago, but nice little 2-cent hex. And that is only the beginning, because we have seen, again, so many times where hex has been here, did a nice little 7x, had some sell-off because people had no idea what was going on. They got the PulseChain announcement. This was that whole testnet v3. Anyways, doesn't really matter. It didn't happen. PulseChain didn't launch, and we already know what happened from there. If you just go back and just look at Hex's history, though, in general, most of the time when you actually get these little moves of 60% up on some price appreciation, we tend to stay bullish for at least the next few days. In some cases, getting in as high as 2x's, 5x's, and even more. And you can see even back in the day when we actually ended up hitting these levels here, getting into the bull market time back in 2021, we did a nice little 60% pump from here, and then it went on an absolute tear, as you already know. And we can see it went on an absolute tear, making it possible for y'all to be able to get quite a bit of money. Now, this is all coming down to one particular whale who is really helping kind of set the floor price in particular. And this was actually discovered by Silver the Antidote. It's unfortunate, but you can't actually see his tweets if you don't follow him, or if he doesn't follow you, or I don't know exactly how. I was able to see them before. I'm unable to see them now, so I can't share them with you. But what he did was he did some deep dive analysis on what has been happening with the actual price of HEX, who's been buying, what they're doing with that purchase, and again, checking it all out. So before we look into that information, let me say hello to some beautiful folks who are here with us, joining us live right now. Appreciate all of y'all who are supporting the PulseNation streams. Appreciate all of y'all who are coming through and supporting the HEX PulseChain ecosystem. We got Dosed Easy in the house. Hello, what's up, everybody? Let's pump. James Perk says fire rocket emojis. Yes, sir. Academaciated. Howdy, all. Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Yes, sir. Goody123 says, let's go. DCA is king. DCA is king for sure. John Nee says, what up, fam? Lazy Hexican. How you doing, my friend? Mo digging it. What's up, Heximus? Found it. There you go. We got Drix in the house. Oyston Larson. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 151. Hola, ATX. Hello. Jason Smith. Chris Crypto. Says what's up, everybody? Be like Mike. No, be like ATX. Love that I could emaciate him. How dare you? My name is Mike. Well, hey, we can be like be like Ike. All right, guys, what's going on, man? I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. I know people are getting pumped up with this news and everything happening, and it all comes down to this particular wallet as well. Oh, what's up, Charles Stone? Let me say hello to a few more people who are trickling in real quick. Kaisa, hello, PulseNation. Yes, sir. LifeOnHex.com. Yes, sir. Crypto Truth. What's up, ATX? What caused the pump? Well, we're going to dive into that right now, actually, as a matter of fact. So what's been going on? We saw the small little brevity of the Cointelegraph error that they ended up having. They ended up posting. Now, it could be a fired employee or a disgruntled employee or whatever, but news got around that the Bitcoin spot ETF for Grayscale had been approved, or BlackRock, or one of them had been approved. That caused a nice little pump happening, and a few hours later, Cointelegraph came through with an apology, said, "Hey, wrong. I never got approved. Still waiting," and the price dropped. But that excitement alone caused the price of Bitcoin to go up quite a bit. Several people got liquidated who were shorting. Then it went the other way, where people were actually long, and then they got liquidated again because they thought they were going long. It's going to be pumping. We're here. We're going to be making some money. And then they all got liquidated. So the price actually dropped quite a bit as well. Not quite a bit, but the price did take a hit. And again, you can kind of see, if we just break this down on the daily chart for Bitcoin, exactly what ended up happening when it happened. So again, you can see this is all what it was. It was a big old rally again for Bitcoin to do 10% moves. It's pretty massive stuff, right? To be able to pump that price that high. So many people got liquidated on the short, many people got liquidated on the long. And so just a crazy, crazy place to be. But it seems to be settling here around this price back again at the 28,000. Now, we got as high as damn near 30,000. In fact, on this particular candle chart right here, it hit exactly at 30,000 before either the news came out saying that it was fake news or just got suppressed. But the fact that it hit 30K, people were starting to get very bullish again, not only in the crypto ecosystem, but also in our HEX ecosystem as well. So what you can see is there's this particular wallet right here. Love this wallet. Love what they're doing as well. So 6E9D. You can see that they no longer have any Ethereum, but what's crazy is they just used all their Ethereum that they transferred and bought more HEX with it. So I started diving in and checking out this wallet. I wanted to see kind of what it was all about. And you can see they aren't holding anything else in this wallet other than the HEX, right? They have some Ethereum. Yes, don't get me wrong. But this wallet is sitting with 92 million HEX liquid at this point in time, which is a value of $397,000. Not only that, they actually went ahead and also staked their HEX as well. This particular entity has been staking their HEX since they actually started, for the most part. You can see currently at this point in time the amount of stakes that they have on this one. Let me make sure it's the oh yeah, that's the right one. Cool. I just saw the address right here. So cool. That's the right one. 6E9D. You can see they actually staked 391 or 392 million HEX with the value of $1.1 million. Now, they actually did a stake on this one. I believe the stake is ending on November 1st, if I recall correctly, because I had pulled it up on a separate platform on this one. And so if I recall, they actually have the stake ending, or I guess I could pull it up as well. Let's just go to stakehex.today, and you can actually see this exact same thing as well. So currently they only have one stake, but I mean, heck, they only need to have one stake, right? So at this point in time, because they have roughly about 11,000 T-shares, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if you come over here to stakehex.today, this is that again with 11,000 T-shares. Again, every day they're earning roughly 74,000 HEX. They have 92 million HEX liquid, as we just saw. And again, you can see the overall projected USD value. You can come on down and see that this particular one is actually probably going to be ending November 1st. But with this particular wallet, if you got that amount of T-shares, you can have the luxury of doing a rolling stake in this scenario, but even rolling 30-day stakes or 60-day stakes, and it'd be highly beneficial for you, because just accruing 11,000 T-shares on this one alone, getting roughly about 6.5 HEX per day, just based on the amount of T-shares, means again, they get roughly about 73,000 HEX every single day. And so if they go for even just 60 days, they have accrued 4.3 million HEX by being in there. So if you go over to their actual wallet, I wanted to see some transaction history. I wanted to check it out. I dove in a little bit deeper on this one. And so what you can do if you're not familiar with this on etherscan.io is you can type in the wallet address. You can see their holdings, of course. You can go to transactions, but if you're really wanting to see the ERC20 tokens like HEX, you would click on this token transfer, and you can see, folks, this particular wallet has been buying HEX. And so I actually went through and actually pulled up all the transactions. I want to see how far and how long ago they have been buying. And so you can see this wallet was just created on 5th of 2023. That was when the first transaction happened. They had done some items messing with some staking platforms, I believe, where you can gamble or make bets or whatever the case may be, if I recall correctly, down stake.com over here. So they had actually been doing some of the bets on that one. But folks, they have been, and again, this is just beautiful to see. This null address right here means they went and staked their HEX. So what they did is, you can see they actually did the very first purchase starting May 5th or May 2nd of 2023. So right before the Pulse Chain launch happened, which was May 12th, they actually have been accumulating all of this HEX since that time. The very first purchase they did was 127,000, followed by 62,000. Then they staked the HEX to see the yield. And so they actually got to see, okay, cool, you get to earn some yield. I'm going to go through and stake again. They did 211,000 HEX from a purchase that they made. They kept doing this over and over. They did a 10,000 HEX stake. They did multiple purchases over and over. And what I found interesting is they have been buying the Ethereum HEX roughly since May of 2023. This person has been accumulating in the background small or large amounts of HEX very slowly over a long period of time. And I think at this point in time, they're saying the bottom's in, man. They're like, let's go, bull. Let's go, bull market. Fuck the bear market. Let's go. Let's freaking rock this sucker. And that's exactly what they're doing. They got 300,000 HEX here, 75, 300,000. All to not push the price too crazy at this point in time. Now, this is right around the time when Pulse Chain did launch. So you can see they actually got a nice little bag, starting to get millions of HEX on their orders on this one. They did a 1.1 million HEX here. That was, again, right at the time of the Pulse Chain launch. They did another 1.5 million here, but then they kept doing millions. And then they just kept on purchasing million. And y'all can see this. And every single day they were buying. So May 14th. So this is 2 days after Pulse Chain launch, coming through here. Still May 14th. They just kept buying slowly over a small, or should I say over a long period of time. In fact, that is all this particular wallet has been doing. Ever since May, they have been just stacking HEX, whether it's 400,000 here, a million here, whether it's 2 million here. They start doing bigger purchases later as we actually start getting closer, but you just see this over and over again. 1.7 guys, they've been accumulating all this HEX for a very long period of time. And I am a big fan of seeing this, because that is the goal right there, folks. They didn't want to push the price. They know they're a whale. They can easily push the price against themselves. Maybe they didn't think it was the bottom of the bull market or the bottom of the bear market. And so they were like, I don't really need to worry about trying to push. I don't want to cause slippage. I'm just going to keep buying and accumulating. And that's exactly what they did every single damn day, damn near every other day, we'll say, right? Because there's days where you're here where it's 53 days apart, and then 54 days apart, and then 71. So they stopped for a small period of time for about 20 days, and they kept on buying. They're like, let's re-up. Re-upped on the money, and again, 1.2, 1.3, 1.3. They just kept buying, folks. They just kept buying. That's all it is. That's literally all that this particular wallet has been doing. And now the purchases that they're making are even bigger, because recently you saw the stake that I just showed you has 300 million HEX that they understand the whole staking protocol. They actually ended a stake where they got 250 million HEX out of that stake, and now they restaked it again for 300 million this time to even earn additional yield on top of what they got going on. So you can see on this particular wallet, if I just go back to the wallet address itself and see the overall purchase, they actually ended up moving 106 Ethereum. And this is what's crazy. So they did all these purchases here a day ago. This is, you can see, like a day ago, they added 143 ETH. And what did they do with that 143 ETH? They bought HEX with it, folks. They continued to buy HEX with it. They did an order of 8 ETH, 30 ETH, 8, 14, 14, 20. Again, smaller than 1, 10, 30, 11. Then they re-upped again for 106 Ethereum. 20, 7, 20, 20, 20, 20. Yo, this particular wallet is crazy. So big fan of this. And if you actually follow where this wallet was sent from, you can go in here by clicking it just to see. This is the from column to the to column. So this means this particular wallet has received 106 Ethereum, and you can see over here that they just keep on moving, folks. They literally have set up where they just make new wallets, they fund it real fast, and then they go on. Like, this is a brand new wallet 18 hours ago, created just a little bit ago. You can see token transfers and everything happening, but they fund it. They get 55,000. You can see all the amount of money that they ended up putting in on this one. They get it all. They get the Ethereum, and then they send the Ethereum on over to their wallet, which is the 6E9D wallet. They've done this so many times. If you actually go back and look at the overall chart here as well, from the last time they received a decent bit of Ethereum, you can see it's from a different wallet again. So this one's 41B1, where they received 106 Ethereum. Now they're at 143 Ethereum on this one just a day ago. So if you follow this particular wallet again, you can see it's not holding anything. The wallet was just created a couple days ago. So guys, you can keep on going through and doing this and like tracking and funding and finding out more information to gather some more stuff on this one and find out maybe how much dry powder they really actually have. Because even in this particular wallet, it's tough to say after a certain point in time when you dive down the rabbit hole of wallets if it's still the same person anymore at that point in time. The further you get away from that initial wallet, the more likely it is that it's no longer that particular person anymore. And it's very tough to prove that as well. So a lot of the times what will happen, and this is for tax purposes as well, and because, you know, you got the IRS trying to hire people for the overall tax purpose on this one. Yeah, all done on 1inch as well. You have the IRS coming through and trying to hire more people who can say, yeah, let's dive into some coin history and blockchain history. Well, all you have to do is send it to like 15 different addresses along the way. You open up a new wallet. From that new wallet, you send it to another wallet. Brand new wallet. Guess what you do from there? You send it to another wallet. Brand new wallet. Guess what you do? Brand new wallet. Send it there. You can very easily make a case that that person is the same person, but you can also just as easily make the case that that is a different person. And it's even more difficult to prove that that person is in fact the same person. So I think they're doing this for purposes of tax and all that good stuff. So shout out to this particular wallet for 6E9D. They are crushing it right now, showing exactly what should be going on with this market, folks. That is exactly what we want to see. I'm a big fan of this particular entity who's coming through. Whoever it is, we got a whale that comes through and knocks it out and does it. And yeah, guy, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. You know what I mean? This makes me, whenever I see this particular wallet, good stuff on this, guys. Good stuff. Holding on this one. So not only are they holding liquid, they have majority of it staked. Because if you actually break it down based on how much they have staked at this point in time, again, you can find out over here. They have 300. Whoops. They have 300 million that they actually have staked on this one. And again, on the overall liquid side, they're only holding 92 million. So less than 20%, right? Was that right? 986,669 divided by 300 mil. Yeah, so right at 30%. So they have 30% of their coins liquid, which this is a strategy a lot of people are going with. And then they have 70% of their coins staked, earning additional yield. And this means this person gets it. They get it, y'all. They understand the I can earn passive income with my money. That's what they're doing. They're putting their money where their mouth is. And not only that, it seems like they're trying to set a floor, and they're trying to set a floor real quick, because whenever I see this kind of stuff happening, really, really crazy stuff. Now, if you go to Deck Screener on the left, you can pull it up over here on this side. You want to make sure you're on the Ethereum network if this is something that you want to follow me on. But what you can do is you can actually copy over this wallet by going here, copying over the wallet, and actually coming back onto Deck Screener and sorting by this particular wallet. So you can see all the times that they've been making purchases. So ever since, you can see, look how many purchases they made, by the way, on this. a wild amount of purchases, y'all. These are all purchases made by that wallet right there, right? And again, you can go back and kind of see. Yeah, this one doesn't really show because it's tough. You have to make sure you're on the right pair, which is one thing, which is the HEX WETH pair. Then you have to make sure your other items are all good too. So they show this person started on September on this one for the buys, but really we already know they were starting way back in May. But either way, just look at the recent events on what's been going on. This particular wallet has just been smashing this price up and causing it to almost be a line of support. So they are making it so that way 0.003 is damn near going to be the bottom. As long as they continue to come up with fresh capital, I wouldn't be too surprised if they actually come up with more capital and just keep it going over and over and over and over again. So this is actually having an impact on all of the Pulse Chain ecosystem. So I think your friend Sami said it best. Yeah, give me 1 second here. I gotta send the wife some photos. All right, cool. So what's been, yeah, exactly. Yeah, facts on facts. So let me actually come over here real quick. Once again, say hello to some more beautiful people who are all here chilling with it as well. So Mo, I hope that helped answer the question as to what's been up with what caused the pump in the first place. A whale has caused the pump in the first place. Now, I don't know. Well, they're technically a shark in the system of the HEX staking system, but guys, let's not get semantics here, right? They got $1.8 million or $1.5 million somehow, some way. They're a big account and they can make some big moves. And I think just like we see them opening up a new account to fund, to go back and actually put back in this wallet, which was created back in May, they understand blockchain as well. They aren't just a simple person who happened to get lucky, make some money, and just buying in right away. They're staking, they're setting up new wallets, they're transferring correctly, they're doing buys in a way that doesn't hurt the price, but allows it to actually pump. It also allows them to not incur slippage. This person understands blockchain more than a lot of people can understand. And so that makes me incredibly bullish on the overall system as well, because whenever I see that happening, your friend Sami said it best. The people are focusing on Ethereum. They aren't looking and talking about Pulse Chain. They aren't talking about PulseX. They aren't talking about the fact that all the tokens on Ethereum got copied and but got copied and duplicated over on Pulse Chain. Mainstream isn't talking about that. What they're doing is they're looking at the price of HEX. And so from this perspective, if we can get this back up, even just up to 2 cents again, where you're back up in this little range, which is kind of where we've gone in the past. If you want, you can get rid of the buys just by simply Xing it out as well, or get rid of that. You can actually just see, if we just go back up 3.5x or 4.5x, which has been done in the past from moves like this, we're back up above we're back around the 2 cent level. Excuse me. Now, whether that's by the end of the year, which is kind of my estimation, I think we are starting to get into that bullish zone. We're really starting to see a floor start getting set on the HEX price, and we're starting to get into the Bitcoin happening in April of 2024, which is typically bullish news for crypto. You have the spot Bitcoin ETF, which could be happening, the Ethereum spot ETF, which could be happening. All these things are happening, super freaking bullish. Yes, these are all rumors, but folks, you want rumors when you're in this ecosystem. It's in general. You want to buy the rumor and you want to sell the news. That's typically how it works in terms of ways to play the market. And a lot of people are doing that. So don't sell out on a quick little pump because, oh my God, it's moved up a little bit and I need to sell. I need this because I was down here, and I don't screw yourself over like that, because what you could be missing out in just the near-term future is a simple 4x right in front of your face if you happen to buy today. That's just getting back up to 2 cents. That's not even that far-fetched, folks. So don't let this be the main stop in what you're actually doing. Continue to DCA for the next 12 months. Since the Pulse launch has happened, I've talked about this in the past, but if it's a marathon, being 26 months is like the marathon being 26 miles, The time for the next bull market is roughly around 26 months. We've only entered the very beginning launch of PulseChain, folks. So we got from May to October sitting at 6 months right now, almost, right? Is that right? Are we hitting the 6 month mark? Does that sound right? Let me actually just, for S's and G's, let's just go back here. 160 days. Yeah, we're almost reaching the 6 month mark. Love that. Love seeing that as well. But yeah, that's this. This is that same wallet, the 6E9D wallet. This is that same wallet on gopulse.com/portfolio where you can enter that particular wallet address and see maybe some other items that they're holding on other networks if it's something that you're actually wanting. Maybe it's just PulseChain. Maybe it's just Ethereum. They don't really seem to be having much on the PulseChain side, but this person gets blockchain. So it makes me think that they got wallets set up in such a way that maybe this wallet's just focused on HEX for Ethereum. Maybe they got other wallets that do PulseChain. Maybe they got other wallets that do PulseX. And I've said this in the past, folks, but you never want to have all your eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is you don't want to keep all of your portfolio in one wallet. So if and when you start making money in this ecosystem in a way to avoid getting absolutely wrecked is in fact by making multiple wallets. So if you make multiple wallets, the benefit of it is you can actually end up saving yourself if you do something stupid like connect to a malicious dApp or allow the contract to do certain things that you don't even know is happening, and there's some malicious act that ends up transpiring. You don't want to have all your funds, all of your wallet, all of your account drained in a single transaction. There's few transactions. What you want to do is spread that wealth across multiple wallets. Who cares if you have $100,000 spread between 3 wallets? Who cares? You got 33 here, you got 33 here, and you got 33 here. Congrats. You still got 100K, my guy. And I know that's 99K. Don't get me wrong. Might as well say one of them had 34. I don't need to get technical with it. But anyways, god dang, y'all. I am just so freaking excited as to what's been going on. I wanted to come on here and just share this excitement as well because I see plenty of people chatting about it as well. We get Jordan on the stream and I'll retract. That's funny. South Texas Crypto says hit the like. Absolutely. What do you think? Do you think this was manipulation? No, I do not believe this is manipulation, Kaisa. I believe this is a simple play of a person accumulating over a long period of time, months, in fact, I could say, since the beginning of PulseChain launch, since May. And the benefit of this particular entity is they've continued to buy. And now at this point in time, they're like, you know what? Let's go. I'm in. Let's go. Let's pump this sucker up. They've got their bag. And what happens is whales like to play whale games. And what I mean by that is whales will sometimes sell prices down in order to buy back in lower. Other whales will come in and push the price up, causing it so that way this whale can't buy back in lower, meaning they have to buy back in higher. And this happens over time. It's whales playing whale games at this point in time. And if this whale wants to continue and it's a wallet that you can actually follow as well, then feel free to check it out, because something I am keeping my eye on, folks. I am saving that wallet in my Go portfolio or Go Pulse portfolio in order to just kind of keep track, because if they move over their Ethereum and then they buy all of the HEX with the Ethereum the same day, because that's what's been happening, right? Like they literally transferred Ethereum here, then they bought HEX out of all of this Ethereum all within the same day. So again, you can see one day here, and then 2 hours in, they started buying. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. They just started buying. Then they transferred 106 Ethereum here, and then they continued to buy. An hour later, after all the transfer went through, they bought. So if, in fact, they move over some more tomorrow, the next few days, whenever it ends up happening, I assume this particular entity could potentially just continue to buy that same day. So fun fact on this, guys, that is something absolutely incredible to see. This person, whoever this wallet is, congrats, man. You get it. They get blockchain. They really do. They understand that they don't want to push the price against themselves. They don't want to make it so ridiculous so that way they end up occurring so many slippages, you know? Yes, exactly. Yeah, hey, XBay. Peace and love, ATX Crypto. Much love. DCC pumped the price. Hugh Hefner, there you go. Whoever it did, thank you so much. Hey, TX and PulseNation fam. Yeah, you never walk alone. How you doing, my friend? PulseNation, Hex Bay. Yes, I'm late again. What up, Alan Fizme? Hey, fam. How you doing, my friend? Yes, sir. Greetings, greetings. You never walk alone. Greeting to see you. Absolutely. Saying hello to everyone. They stack sides. I stack hearts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we don't stack Satoshis here. We be stacking hearts here with them T-shirts, and they get it. That's what I love about whenever I dive in on like wallet history and just chain and blockchain history and diving into the world. That everything's public. It's a ledger. It's all open. Now you don't know who it is. It's still anonymous in that regard, unless they dox themselves or say this is me. But even then, you got to take it at face value because you know what I mean. Like you have people verify. Anyways, long story short, I was looking at this and just incredibly amazed by what this wallet and person has done, what they continue to do, and their knowledge of blockchain as well. This isn't someone who's new to blockchain. This is someone who understands blockchain at a higher level than most people can. Because a lot of people won't do these steps, whether it be laziness or whether it be the fact that they have to keep track of more items or whatever the reason is. They just want all things in one wallet so they can just easily view it. This person understands that you do spread wealth. And this is what, whenever I say diversify, it's not diversify into shit coins and hold on and hoping that they do well. It's diversify your wealth into multiple wallets with coins that you believe in long term. Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, Hex on Ethereum. So if that continues to be the case and we can get Hex on Ethereum back up above 2 cents, people are going to shut their fucking trap. They're going to still talk for sure. They're going to be like, oh, you're still down 90%, blah, 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 blah. I get it. It's going to happen. And then when Hex reaches 5 cents on Ethereum, it's going to be down 90% at that point in time. They're going to be like, oh my God, it's still trash. It's still down 9. They're going to say whatever the heck they say. But it puts eyes on it. And what's beautiful about it is y'all can take advantage and seize the opportunity that's still present in front of you today. It hasn't done the 2x from the bottom yet. That's incredible. That means a local bottom hasn't even got the first 2x. You have a chance to get in now, damn near at the bottom floor of this price. Whether it's Hex on Ethereum, PulseChain, PulseX, Hex on PulseChain, whatever the item is, you can go get yourself some now. How awesome is that, folks? Let me say hello to some more beautiful people as well. Yes, of course, saying hello to everyone here. Hello, Danny Amore. How are you, my friend? Stizzy Jones. What's up? What's up? What's up? All done on 1 inch. Yeah. Wes, like I said, he's not able to make it today or tomorrow, but we're still going to be holding the PulseNation show. I wanted to put this out because why not? We do a stream every Wednesday and Thursday, so let's make it happen. Hopefully that answers the question, Wes. Not Wes, Kaisa. Yeah, exactly. 67 watching, 33 likes. This does not compute. Hit the like, y'all. Too funny. Anyone buying ink anymore? Yep, still do. And you get to earn ink as well. But yes, there are people still buying ink. You can actually just go on the actual deck screener side itself, and you can see just by going into deck screener that it also has had a recent pump just based on the overall market and ecosystem of PulseChain pumping. Because why? Hart's Law. It's tied together through liquidity. So it's actually has a chance to just go up along with PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, because when one starts pumping, they all go together. A rising tide lifts all boats. Well, once one of them starts pumping through liquidity and bonding and Hart's Law, it just helps the overall ecosystem entirely. So yes, to answer this question, people are still buying on it as well. And let me actually get rid of the multi-view on this one and actually look at the actual purchases on here. So if you just go to the pair Inc. WPLS, you can find this pair here and you'll get all the information over on the side. Currently 288 buyers, 1,000 sellers. However, the buy volume damn near matches sell volume. So even though you only have about a quarter or a third of the people buying, they're still coming in with some dollars to make it happen. Still 187 buyers, 490 sellers. Again, not a bad little ratio right here in terms of the overall sentiment, because heck, with this many sellers, they could do more, but people are buying. It's that same concept as this person who was the wallet in here buying all the way back in May. That's the exact same. That's the way I look at it. This wallet, again, if you just look at the transaction on it, you go all the way back over here. I don't know if I can click multiple times. Yeah, I assumed I couldn't. But if you just go back all the way back to, let's just go here and go the other way. Here we go. Page 7, you can see they were buying and accumulating all the way back here. So what are people doing right now with the ink token? This exact same thing. They're slowly accumulating a small bag or large bag, not enough to push the price against themselves and incur slippage, but enough to continue to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And now at this point in time, there's people that do this all the freaking time. Instead of HEX, they're doing it with the ink token. And that is currently happening, which you can see right here. If you just sort this out via buyers, not just sellers, but on deck screen, you can sort it via buyers. Let's just sort it through who's coming in with, what would you say, 10,000? Yeah, we'll say 10,000 minimum. Cool. So you still have people buying. October 18th, $15,000 right there. October 10th, you have two purchases of 18 and 16,000. October 8th, 16,000. October 7th, 11. October 4th, 10,000. October 3rd, 11,000. People are coming in and buying this up right now, right out from underneath everybody, scooping it up. One in particular is this whale, which you can see. I can see right away that they have multiple purchases on this alone. So if I just see two purchases like this, fairly close to each other, 16 and 17,000, I'm going to click the wallet. I want to dive in. I want to find out some more information, right? Like, I get curious about this stuff, so I want to find out some more information as well. So let's filter it out by this particular wallet, and you can see they've been buying ever since PulseChain launch. May 19th, they had 20,000 purchases here, 65,000 here, 59,000 here, 78,000, 75, 29. Like, okay, let's just see if they've actually sold as well. Why not, right? Let's do buy and sell. Let's see. So this person has, in fact, bought and sold. They are playing the fun game here where they are going through buying this amount, selling here, buying this amount, selling here. So it looks like they're in the game of buy, sell, but there are several people who are not doing this buy, sell game, trying to make it happen in that regard. People are coming through and scooping this up right now, right out from underneath everybody's noses. And you can see overall the purchases made during this time as well, the buys, the sells. And there are several entities who are not just selling alone, they are actually continuing to buy. Now, if I pull up on scan.pulsechain.com, they only have 2 million pulse. I always think this is kind of a laughable number. I don't want to say laughable. Why does it show 26? That doesn't make any sense. 1 second here. Again, it's not laughable. Yeah. Why? Sorry, I'm drawn. I got caught up looking at this and completely distracted because it's a little bit confusing in terms of how it's laid out right now. Good old scan.pulsechain.com. Let's just go to Otterscan. Let's just go otter.pulsechain.com. It's another blockchain explorer. Another one that people have used many times in the past is this 9mm.pro, which is also another block explorer as well. So I'm going to kind of pull up on both of them because why not? Might as well see exactly how they all look and share and see and, you know, make it all happen here. So if you go to 9mm.pro, you can see we're going to sort it by this account. And this is, again, another blockchain explorer here. So yeah, that makes more sense. $73. I was like, a million pulse does not equal $21,000. Maybe it was accumulating all the balances of everything, but even then, these tokens don't even have any value. So while this person is doing plenty of transactions, it looks like they are buying, selling, buying, selling. They're going through and doing the I can buy here, sell here game. A lot of the times when that ends up happening, folks, I'll be straight with you. People get freaking wrecked, man. That's trading mentality. And if you do not do it correctly, you can get absolutely freaking decimated. So keep that in mind with it as well. It's not something that you always want to be trying to do. But yes, they are, in fact, still buying on this particular one and making it happen. So anyways, let's get back to the chat real fast once again. So hopefully that answers the question, Yellowtail. What's up, Kaisa? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Godfather J6. Crypto taxes, lols. I'm out. Nice, dude. Congrats. That's so freaking awesome. Yes, Drix, exactly. We got some whales moving right now. Wow, 300 million pulse. Yep, sure is. Some pump in the last 48 hours. Sure is, John Barker. What's up? How you doing, my friend? Hart's Law, bring ink token with the parity. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it's gonna work. So keep in mind, this is exactly how it works. Wes got beefing with Somi? No, I don't know. Is he? Yo, Wes be having all the fun. um, yeah, sharks are dangerous. Yeah, for sure. Blood is definitely in the ocean, guys. That's one of the favorite sayings that you hear all the time, right? The be fearful when others are greedy, when there's blood in the streets, all that good stuff, right? And we hear it all the time as well. But it's the famous Warren Buffett quote where he says, we simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy, and to be greedy when others are fearful." And this is how he's made it, right? This is what Warren Buffett has done to make the billions of dollars that he's done. Anytime the market looks depressed and sad and fearful and everything like that, they get greedy. And then whenever people are greedy, they're like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna let this one go," right? They're fearful when others are greedy. They start pulling back a little bit as well. So keep that in mind for how it all works and what's going on. If you never connect to some bad site or DApp, does your wallet still have a chance of being compromised? No, but at this point in time, you get into the fun concept of how did you store your seed phrase when you first got it done? Did you take photos of the seed phrase and save them to your iCloud? In that case, yes, the answer, someone could hack the iCloud account, open up the seed phrase, open up the wallet, boom, drain the account. Because anyone who has the keys to the wallet can open the door, right, and access the wallet. And so from that perspective, just because you don't necessarily connect to malicious dapps or sites doesn't necessarily mean that you are not going to be susceptible to being screwed somehow, some way, because there are other crypto practices that you must ensure that you follow, such as never take a photo of your screen seed phrase. Don't share your seed phrase with anyone, right? Don't be typing that stuff in on it. If you can, get yourself a little treasure ledger device so you can even make it more secure with 24 words in there, including a passphrase. So if someone unfathomably somehow accesses your own seed phrase because you took photos of it or whatever, if you do not have the passphrase, they won't be able to enter that particular wallet to get in. So that's why hardware wallets are very beneficial. And so again, it's not just saying that like just because you don't do something doesn't mean you're 100% guaranteed to not be compromised. How did you do it when you got your wallet set up initially in the first place, right? Again, like a lot of people will travel, which I think is silly, but they'll travel with seed words and they'll do all this stuff. And then like that's such a dangerous game to play, man. And then you got the other people saying you can memorize it because it's 12 words, but they've done studies and humans have a number of 7 to 10 that they can memorize. So 12 is almost damn near impossible to continue to remember, which is why phone numbers are only 7 to 10 digits long because of that concept. That's why they've done it that way. So yes, to answer the question, Easy, it doesn't mean that you're 100% guaranteed to be safe just because you don't connect to those dApps. It depends on how all of it is handled and your security and what you do. Jay Pon, what's up, my friend? Kaisa, ATX Crypto, I was talking about the Bitcoin ETF fake news. Okay, cool. Yeah, it makes sense, Kaisa. Good to see you as above, so below. Yes, as always, good to see you too. Any thoughts on the Maria coin on Pulse? Saw a lot of exotic pairs with burnt LP. Small W Pulse LP, though. No, I don't know anything about that particular token, my friend. Aya Kaleo, how are you? Thank you so much. Much love to you as well. Love the songs, love the music, and love what you do as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. G Mindset, Pulse, don't pump. My bag ain't ready. Please don't pump. Isn't that funny? Pulse and please are the same. So I read it as Pulse. Please don't pump. My bag ain't ready yet. Guys, this is what I was saying just a moment ago. The span of the marathon in this journey that is Pulse Chain launching is we are entering the bull market, getting into April, moving into November, December 2025, 2026. So if you break it down from the time of Pulse Chain launching, 26 months later from that point in time, you enter either October or November of 2025. And the beauty of that, folks, the real beauty of it all, or June, should I say, of 2025, or July. My goodness, my math is just weird and backwards right now. I'm doing terrible math in my head. 26 months, May equals July. July of 2025 is how it works. That's when we're expecting to be the top. If you could accumulate for the first 12 months or 12 miles of the launch even if the bull cycle comes here and your average, because you've accumulated all the tokens, is 100x guaranteed return, you won. So yes, you can make a purchase down here and experience a 500x return, but if it was a small purchase, yes, that can turn into a lot of money. But if you continue to accumulate in DCA over the span of 12 months, aka first 12 miles, meaning up until May of next year, then you end up accruing a larger bag. So because you have a larger bag, because you've accumulated during that entire time, while your average may only be 100x from your actual average entry price, your 100x is so much more valuable than a 500x purchase at the bottom. And I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, do the math yourself. Check it out. Let me know if I'm wrong. What's good, Chaztown? How are you, my friend? Hex pumping, P-Die dying. Lol. Bought more Hex. It can massively pump at any time. There you go, Kel. Dosed easy. Yeah, exactly. What is the most trusted stablecoin in your opinion? I mean, DAI, I guess. If I had to make a guess. I don't like Circle because of, or USDC because of Circle. They can just do whatever. Now, probably means they're also going to be able to back it up to $1 all the time. We've seen they had their own flaw. What was it, a year ago or so, where it got depegged for a little while. And Richard Hart was able to make a phenomenal move, or whoever controls the PulseX sacrifice wallet did a phenomenal move where Liquid Loans actually lost money on that particular moment in time, whether it be fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so they did something in a rash decision that, you know, they may or may not regret, but they lost $1 million on that trade. And the PulseX wallet is now the #2 holder of DAI, if I'm not mistaken. So might as well just pull it up instead of guessing. Let's just pull up DAI real fast and see exactly. Oh, come on. That's not what I clicked. And you know it. You know it. I know it. We know it. Okay. So let's go back and type in DAI and DAI stablecoin. Cool. So let's take a little gander for fun. So this is actually where you can go, etherscan.io, just type in DAI, go to holders, and you'll see the PulseX sacrifice is the #1 holder of DAI. that's hilarious, man. Why? Because all these other ones are probably selling and doing a whole bunch of other garbage stuff, whereas this one's just holding it and not really doing anything with it. But they're sitting on $278 million in DAI, meaning they're the #1 holder in DAI. Funny stuff. Yeah, that'd probably be my guess if I had to say anything. So hopefully that makes some sense to you. Let's see. First off, Hex has been making commendable moves. As y'all know, we've seen this happen so many times in the past where it can literally take the act of the God Whale to come in. And when that God Whale comes in, massive moves can happen. And again, I'll show y'all, if y'all aren't familiar, when Hex first launched, this is actually kind of how it all started. So Hex first launched, you can kind of see in the beginning, went down, as you already know. Hex launched December 2nd of 2020 or 2019. So over the first few months, it went down, and then it went up, and then it went down, and then it went up. And we were basically back to a little bit above the start price for this. So it was up about 2x from there. Now, this is when Godwell Wallet stepped in, and they're like, boom, sent the price flying up. And I mean flying up. This one candle wick alone, granted this is weekly candle here, was a 3x pump on a 1 week candle. And we already know what happens when people start seeing green candles. They get super excited. So what happens is people have it, let me draw this here, people have it to where, again, this whale, the God whale, didn't just do this one purchase. They continue to make purchases. In fact, setting a floor. So that way, when prices came down here and down here, they kept buying, even up here, up to a penny, right? They kept buying. And then at that point in time, the market kind of took over. And from there, sent the price of sent the price of Hex. And we already know the rest, because the rest is history on this one, all the way up to 56 cents, like all the way up here, right? And that all started from a purchase all the way back here, which we currently have never retraced down to this level since that point in time. So if you go back and just look at all of Hex history, this is the overall chart of Hex since its launch, right? you can see ever since this Godwell purchase, we never saw those prices again. So if we pump, we could never see these prices again if we get a Godwell transaction type move that happens, because yeah, they don't want other people to do it either, right? They also want to protect their asset and everything. So we had the sacrifice. We already know all this, guys. Y'all been around long enough. And if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe, watch some of the previous content so that way you can actually get it as well. What is going on? That's funny. Thoughts on size of next bull? I've heard everything from worst ever to biggest monster ever. Depends on the token that you're talking about. I mean, if you're talking Bitcoin, you're gonna see the worst because people are used to doing even a 5x move in Bitcoin, and I just don't see that happening anymore. And then unless you really just get like the big freaking entities that come in, like Vanguard, BlackRock, like all of them need to come in and just pump it up. Charles Schwab, like they all need to come in and just, and then it can go maybe a 5x. But in regards to the worst ever, I don't know if I would consider it to be the worst ever. There's going to be plenty of tokens that do massive moves and outperforms everything against the other thing. So we've seen it happen where, again, HEX has outperformed everyone in the past as well. So if I had to say, like, would I say it's going to be the worst ever? No, it's all about perspective. And it really comes down to perspective, y'all. Like, if your focus is in 2 years, but the move actually happens in 5 years, and you were impatient and only did it in 2 years, and you got out and you decided to quit and you decided to get away from it or whatever, but then the move really happens 5 years down the road, you really screwed yourself over by doing that, right? And so it's just one of those things about perspective that, yeah, it could look like the worst to some, it could look like the best to some. If you zoom out, it looks pretty damn good against the actual current market in terms of the fiat world, because a 2x, 3x, 5x within the span of a year, 2 years, 5 years is very good in the span of a fiat world system. In crypto, obviously not as good, because we've seen things do thousands of X's before, millions of X's before. So it's a little bit tough to say, but would I believe it to be the worst market ever? Heck no. I definitely don't believe that to be the case. I think we still have plenty of stuff coming and going in the very near future. So I'm super excited as well. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone. So let me just kind of see what's going on, read through the chat real fast. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about for just a brief second. Like, let me know if y'all have anything you want to particularly talk about real fast. But is the bear market for HEX over? Is the bear market over in general for the ecosystem that is RH? Historically, cryptos have shown us in the past that they like to go in cyclical movements. They like to do the same things. If it doesn't rhyme, it repeats, or if it doesn't repeat, it rhymes type deal, right? It may not be the exact same situation that gets played out, but it may be pretty damn close to what's happened in the past. And so that's why we look at other layer ones and how they've performed. So we can experience a pulse chain average of 500x within the span of 3 years, I believe it was. You have the launch of DEXs, which typically get the average of 200x within the span of a year. And again, these are all from ICOs to all-time highs, but we can say just local lows or all-time lows to all-time highs. So, I mean, what would you do to take advantage of that at this point in time? And then what you need, you need to work your way backwards. Okay. So literally you need to go from saying I want to have X amount of money by the time 2025 rolls around, whether it's in your bank account, whether it's holding the assets, whether it's holding stables, whatever it is, you need to have a plan ready. The proper preparation prevents poor performance. It's the 5 P's we talk about all the time at ATX Crypto. So with that said, you need to have that set up so that way you can work your way backwards. Okay, cool. If I want to have $1 million in the assets, what do I need to get there? What do prices need to hit? So then you go work your way backwards from there. You say, okay, cool. If prices hit this, or this, then I need to have this, or this. You just know what you need to do. And that way, by the time you work your way to that goal to get there, you can know that when the price hits that price at that level, you've accomplished your $1 million. You got the next level that says, I don't even have to worry about getting that high of a price because I've been able to accumulate so many more tokens so I can lower the price that I need to aim for, thereby making my goal that much sooner to hit. And you can continue to do this over and over again. Work your way backwards and find out what you need to hit. Then once you find out what your goal is, then you need to find out, how do I get to that goal? Is it a DCA strategy? Am I trying to buy dips only? Is it a consistent strategy? Is it a sporadic strategy? What is the goal? Find your way to make it happen, folks. Like, there's no one who's going to be able to tell you buy now, sell now. Like, you're never going to catch it at the right time. If you didn't catch it when it first was announced, then you could be benefiting, you could be losing. You need to come up with your own investment thesis that says, I understand exactly what I'm getting myself into. Here's what I'm going for. If it hits this, I'm covered. When it hits this, I'm covered. When it hits this, I'm covered. That's what you need to find your way to do. For sure. Absolutely. I think we're on the right path for sure with RH. 100%. Absolutely. Right. But hey, don't just take my word for it, guys. Like, do some research. Some of the most respected voices in crypto are starting to pay attention to the Pulse Chain, Richard Hart ecosystem, the HEX ecosystem, the staking mechanisms. That particular wallet that you saw a moment ago was doing things like stake.com in order to earn some additional passive income. They found HEX. They realized they could stake their HEX to earn some additional yield. And then from there, they've said, okay, cool, I got a good understanding of HEX. I did multiple times staking. I've continued to buy. I've continued to accumulate. And I am set. I am set, folks. I am set. Okay? So that's what it means. That's what matters. So I'd love to hear from all of y'all. Drop your thoughts, predictions, and any other inside information you might have about the HEX price, about the HEX performance, about the future of the RH ecosystem. And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in the next one. I hope all of y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah, I'm ballin' in this bitch. Yeah. Money stay calling in this bitch. We ain't